How crazy is it to put 6 cylinders on a motorcycle? Well, Honda did it with the CBX 1000, a beast from the 1970s that left everyone amazed. This machine not only made a sound like a race car, it also flew like one. Why did Honda take such a big gamble, and how did it become a legend? Get ready, because I'm going to tell you the story of one of the wildest motorcycles of all time. In the year 1969, Honda introduced the CB, which was the first widely produced 4-cylinder motorcycle. It was an overwhelming success, akin to the hit of the summer in the motorcycling realm, except this particular one never went out of fashion. Naturally, Benelli, the renowned Italian brand, couldn't simply remain passive, observing Honda garner all the spotlight. Thus, in a surge of spirited competition, and perhaps a touch of envy, the Italian makers decided to strike back and offer the market something even more remarkable. In 1973, Benelli amazed everyone by launching the Benelli 750C, a motorcycle designed not just to compete with the CB, but to surpass it in power and style. However, this was not just any motorcycle. Benelli went big and added 2 extra cylinders. This is how the world was introduced to the first inline 6-cylinder motorcycle in history, the Benelli 756, a beast that showcased European prowess. And so, it became the new rival in the superbike competition. Picture Honda engineers saying, "Wow, your 6 cylinders are impressive, Benelli, but we can do even better." And in its turbo version, the CBX 1000 was just that, proof that the Japanese could take power to the next level. And so in response to Benelli, Honda struck back. And they did it on December 9th, 1977, at the Tokyo Motor Show. The world was introduced to the CBX 1000. What was the public's reaction? Well, it was like seeing Elvis at a concert. Astonishment, respect, and a hint of, "What did I just see?" Honda showed the world what it was capable of with this inline 6-cylinder engine, and the competitors were left speechless, because while Yamaha and Suzuki were still on 2 and 4 cylinders, Honda went big in the rock and roll style of the 70s. But it wasn't just the engine that was astonishing. Other details inherited from Grand Prix motorcycles added to the experience. For example, a system of calibrating shims to adjust the 24 valves. Ah yes, we're talking about racing technology directly in a street bike. Something we often take for granted nowadays, but back then it was a stroke of pure innovation. Are you familiar with what an air-cooled inline 6-cylinder engine signifies? In straightforward terms, we are discussing an enormous block that redefines the term oversized with a 30-degree inclination angle. This engine was crafted not to extend excessively, maintaining an almost streamlined profile. And that is not everything. The engine covers were crafted from magnesium. Indeed, magnesium, as Honda was intensely focused on maintaining the weight within manageable limits. The CBX engine was merely 5 centimeters broader than the 4-cylinder CB. How did they accomplish such a feat? With top-tier engineering, an auxiliary shaft positioned above the gearbox was responsible for driving the alternator and ignition, thereby preventing the additional width that an alternator situated on the crankshaft would contribute. This is a clever trick truly deserving of a mechanical wizard. If you've ever considered that maintaining your motorcycle is a significant headache, attempt to work on a CBX. The intricacies of this machine were so incredibly complex that the mechanics no longer even jested about it. Accessibility was challenging, starting from the Keihin carburetors that were inclined towards the center. Even the meticulous valve adjustments. Everything on this motorcycle appeared to be engineered to challenge even the most seasoned mechanic. And speaking of carburetors, Honda installed 6 28mm Keihin carburetors arranged in 2 clusters of 3. To give you an idea, tuning each one was akin to attempting to align planets within a galaxy. Intricate, delicate, and only appropriate for the most patient individuals. So if you observed a CBX thundering down the road, you could bet that behind that beauty there was sweat, patience, and a touch of mechanical madness. But here's where a twist comes in. although the CBX was born with that sporty spirit. In merely 2 years, Honda opted to introduce additional refinement. How to articulate it? A high-speed VIP experience indeed. In the year 1979, they unveiled the CBX 1000 Super Sport, a grand touring variant that astonished the marketplace, particularly because it arrived outfitted with the ProLink rear suspension system. This innovative system became the standard for Honda, and the CBX was the pioneering model to introduce this advancement. How did this ProLink system work? Basically, it was a new mechanism that greatly improved high-speed stability, a challenge the original naked version faced, especially over long distances. This was an essential step since Honda aspired to provide enhanced comfort and control, particularly for individuals who intended to embark on extended journeys with this beast. Here's something fascinating. The CBX 1000 Supersport not only revolutionized with its powerful engine but also with its innovative suspension. During a time when advanced suspension tech was just about altering the spring, Honda introduced a pressure adjustment system through a valve in the rear shock absorber, and in the front fork something similar to adjust the height with an air pump. Can you imagine the motorcyclists of the 70s being amazed by these technologies? The low-pressure alert within the suspension system would notify you when it was necessary to make a trip to the workshop, accompanied by a cautionary note not to surpass 80 kilometers per hour if there was an absence of air. It was almost as if the CBX was gently reminding you, take proper care of me or I'll leave you stranded. But in a positive manner, naturally. Another significant modification was the introduction of the complete fairing, an enhancement that Honda also introduced in the CBF Boulder F. The fairing not only enhanced aerodynamics but also contributed a touch of sophistication and protection on extended journeys. The CBX evolved into a luxurious grand tourer, especially in markets like the United States and Australia. Also, let's not forget the instrument panel of that time, which had a clock, considered quite a luxury back then. Honda aimed to demonstrate to the world that the CBX was not merely a powerhouse, but rather a comprehensive travel companion, crafted for individuals who desired to traverse extensive distances without compromising on comfort or elegance. Let's delve into the details. The CBX 1000 has an air-cooled inline 6-cylinder engine with 24 valves and a dual overhead camshaft. We're talking about a 1047cc engine capacity. It produces a peak power output of 105 horsepower at 9,000 revolutions per minute and a torque of 84.4 Newton-meters at 8,000. It is equipped with a 5-speed transmission system, ventilated disc brakes, and Comstar wheels measuring 19 inches at the front and 18 inches at the rear. In summary, cutting-edge technology of the 70s. And basically, this was the bike you wanted at 18 years old. The dry weight is 247 kilos, which, combined with the high center of gravity, makes this bike quite a challenge. In tight maneuvers, the dual-piston braking system, especially the front one, helps stop this beast. However, it is important to remember that the technology of that era was not particularly lightweight. The Honda CBX 1000 continues to be the crown jewel at vintage motorcycle gatherings. With its impressive 6-cylinder engine and rich history of innovation, this model has become a cult object among avid collectors. Nowadays, encountering it on the streets is akin to spotting a movie star. Everyone takes a moment to admire it. Beyond its extraordinary technology and design, the CBX represents an era when Honda wholeheartedly committed, taking a daring risk with a design and engineering that few would dare to bring into production. The CBX 1000 is a genuine masterpiece, not only due to its technical specifications, but because it embodies the ambition and spirit of innovation that Honda aspired to imprint in the motorcycle market. Its legacy is palpable every time someone starts one of these beauties and hears the unmistakable roar of those 6 inline cylinders. It's as if time stands still, and we return to those years when the motor industry was experiencing its golden age. The CBX 1000 not only changed the way Honda was perceived as a brand, it was an assertion that motorcycles possessed the capability to be as intricate and powerful as sports cars. The CBX motivated an entire generation of engineers to think beyond conventional boundaries and experiment, providing the motorcycle world with an exhilarating surge in terms of technological advancement and design innovation. Since that time, whenever there is any discussion of a motorcycle with a daring design, non-traditional engine configurations, or that perfect blend of power and elegance, the CBX 1000 is inevitably mentioned. It established the benchmark of what a motorcycle could and should aspire to be if it desired to make a lasting impression. In today's world, the CBX stands as a living legend within the collectible motorcycle market. Enthusiasts and collectors actively seek it not merely for its historical significance, but also due to its rarity and that vintage allure that only a machine of its exceptional caliber can provide. For those fortunate enough to own one, the CBX is more than just a motorcycle. It is an investment and a symbol of an era when motorcycles were more than just a means of transportation. Classic motorcycle auctions regard it as a true gem, and the prices certainly reflect that esteemed status. Possessing a CBX 1000 in your garage is akin to owning a significant piece of Honda's illustrious history and the technological revolution within the realm of motorcycles. It is a motorcycle that consistently reminds its owner that they are riding a legendary machine with each throttle twist and every single turn. So there you have it, dear friends, the comprehensive story of the Honda CBX 1000. A motorcycle that was significantly more than merely a response to the Benelli 756. It was a bold statement of power, a remarkable display of technical capability, and above all, a precious gem that reminds us that the most brilliant ideas come when you are unafraid to break the conventional rules. The CBX 1000 not only changed the game, it redesigned it in its own way. And if you would like to learn about another technological gem with a history full of competition, the bike that Benelli used as a basis to create their 756, click on that video over there. We are absolutely certain it will leave you as thoroughly amazed as the legendary CBX 1000. See you on the next thrilling two-wheeled adventure.